Om Sadashivasamarambham Shankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharyaparyantam Vande Guruparamparam Yada Vidyavilasena Bhutam Bhautika Shriyam Tanno Paramatmanam Satchidananda Vigraham. We were discussing Nirvikalpaka Jnanam, and as an example, couple of examples were given. In fact, one example was Soyam Devadattaha, which is Laukika Jnanam. Then Vaidika Jnanam also was given, Tattvamasi iti. So these are examples of Nirvikalpaka Jnanam. Nirvikalpaka Jnanam means a knowledge which reveals the swarupa of a vastu, the nature of an object, you can say, without having any tatparya or the intention to reveal any other thing, like how it is related to something else, or whether what kind of visheshanas it is having currently, or what it had before. So the intention is not to reveal any of those things, just to reveal the very nature of a particular object. So a knowledge which just reveals the nature or swarupa of a vastu, which is an object, is called Nirvikalpaka Jnanam. Another name for that is, or we say that a Nirvikalpaka Jnanam also has something called Akhandarthatvam. Okay. So in the tradition, Akhandakara Vritti, like that also it is talked about. The Nirvikalpaka Jnanam is because of an Akhandakara Vritti, a Vritti which is in the form of Akhanda, not Khanda. Khanda means division. Okay. Akhanda means without any division, revealing the whole, revealing the swarupa of yourself, swarupa of any vastu, in fact. So there, this Akhandartatvam also is talked about as Samsarga Anavagahi Yathartha Jnana Janakatvam. Like that it is talked about. Yet Samsarga Anavagahi means what? That knowledge which does not have its intention in revealing any samsarga. Samsarga means connection, sambandha, you can say. So without having any intention to reveal relationships and connections, we want to only reveal the swarupa of a vastu, which is yathartha again. It cannot be ayathartha, right? It cannot be error. It has to be jnanam, means we have to say it is yathartha jnana janakatvam. That's why it is said here. So yet samsarga anavagahi yathartha jnana janakatvam iti akhandartatvam. So akhandartatvam is talked about like this, which is similar, which is the same as how we defined Nirvikalpaka Jnanam. Samsarga Anavagahi Jnanam only we said is Nirvikalpaka. So Nirvikalpaka Jnanam only has Akhandartatvam. And that only is told by Chitsukacharya also. Chitsukacharya is a very famous Acharya in the tradition, and he has written a book called Chitsuki. That's why he is called Chitsukacharya. His name is actually Sri Harsha, and that book is supposed to be a very advanced book also, because see, there are different types of literature are there. Gita and Upanishad are all called Samvada or Vada or Samvada, where a discussion happens between the Guru and Shishya. So the discussion between a Guru and Shishya is called Samvada. That is because the Shishya's intention is to learn, and Shishya's Shraddha in the words of the Guru. So even if you don't understand something, you question your understanding rather than your Guru or the Shastra. That is Shraddha. Vada also we say, see, when two people are really genuinely interested in learning the truth and they are discussing, that is called Vada. Then there are other types of discussions are also talked about in the tradition. Okay, so there is something called Jalpa, Vitanda and all that. So in Vitanda, you don't even try to establish your own position. You try to only prove the other guy is wrong. Okay. Then Jalpa means you are still holding on to your own position regardless of what the other person is saying. Like this, there are some differences are talked about in the different types of debates and discussions. So the Chitsuki is more like a Jalpa or a Vitanda text because it actually refutes all other contentions which were there at that time. Whatever others were saying, it goes on to prove that all those things are wrong, whereby finally anyway you are establishing that whatever the Vedantin is saying is correct. More like a reductio ad absurdum, because anything else cannot be right. Like that also you can establish. So it's sometimes it's a difficult text to understand, but he is a very, very highly regarded Guru, and many later Acharyas also quote Chitsuki. So here that Chitsuka's verse is quoted. Samsarga asangi samyak bhi hetuta ya giram yam. Yam giram ya samsarga asangi, it is said. So samsarga asangi means what? Not having sangha with samsarga. So not having any connection with this relationships or union and all that. Samyak bhi. Samyak bhi means that is what yathartha jnana we talked about. So yathartha jnanam, samyak here means proper knowledge, correct? It's not error. Hetuta is the janakatvam we talked about just above. So that which is the cause of proper or clear knowledge, and that knowledge is of not having any relationship with all this samsarga itself, connections. It is not related to connections. It is only in terms of revealing the vastu swarupa. So such words which have the hetuta, here giram hetuta we are talking about. So the words which reveal only the swarupa, vastu swarupa, without revealing the vastu samsarga. So the words themselves do not have any sangha with reference to the samsarga of the vishaya which it is revealing, correct? The object which the words are revealing, there the object swarupa alone is revealed by the words. They do not have any sangha or connection towards revealing the relationships in terms of what visheshanas that vastu is having now or what it had before. None of that is the intention. So such words, they have the cause or hetuta for revealing some samsarga asangi samyak bhi hetuta, that means the cause. So the words which become the cause for clear knowledge or proper knowledge, which is not revealing any samsarga, they have akhandartata. So those words, yamukta akhandartata. So the akhandartata which we are talking about, the akhandartata is there for such words. Or another way of looking at it is yadva tat pratipadhikarthata. So the words which only reveal the meaning of a noun, because a noun by itself doesn't appear in any sentence. A noun takes vibhakti, correct, in Samskrita grammar. In many Indian languages also it is the same, correct. If you take Tamil also, if you have Ramaha, in Sanskritam Rama is the Shabda. In Tamil also you can take Rama as the Shabda. Then we have to say Raman is Pratama, correct. Ramanai is Dvitiya. So in Sanskritam we say Ramaha, Ramam, Ramena. Like that we have Ramaya and all that. So Tamil also similar. Raman, Ramanai, Ramanal, Ramanukku, Ramanidam irundu, Ramanudaya. Shashti alone is different, but other vibhaktis are all connected to the verb. So like this, normally the nouns have their meaning in a sentence depending on the vibhakti. So if it is Prathama means that noun is a karta, subject in English, correct? If it is Dvitiya means it is an object of an action. If it is Tritiya means it is a hetu. Normally it is a karana or instrumental case we say. So it is instrumental in the action taking place. Like that you have a meaning for every vibhakti. So there are meanings which are coming, which are in relation to the verb, correct? That is the samsarga here. So normally the meaning of a noun in a sentence is in relationship to the verb or to another noun. If it is Shashti means there is a relationship with another noun. So Ramasya Banam means the Banam is also a noun, Rama is the noun, and Bana belongs to Rama. So Ramasya Banam. There the samsarga is between two nouns. In other cases, Ramaha Gramam Gachati means Ramaha is Prathama, he is a subject. So Rama is going to the village. There also the meaning of Rama is in relationship to the verb going, correct, or goes, Gachati. So there are, in all these cases normally words reveal their entire meaning or complete meaning depending on samsarga with the verb or with some other noun. But when we talk about Nirvikalpaka Jnanam, the words are not interested, or the meaning, the final meaning whatever we get is not dependent on the samsarga between these words. Understand that. There also samsarga is not there. So when we say Soyam Devadattaha, so this is that Devadatta. There we are only trying to reveal that this person is Devadatta. That's all. There is no relationship between any verb and Devadatta or between any other details of Devadatta also, because that Devadatta has some Visheshanas, correct? Because at that time Devadatta was in one form, you can say. Today Devadatta is having some other Visheshanas, some other qualifications, correct? So current Devadatta is in a different form, different looks, everything is different. So, but the sentence is still not interested in revealing the current Devadatta or the Visheshanas which Devadatta is currently having, nor is it interested in revealing any Visheshanas which Devadatta had before. All it is saying is this person is Devadatta, this is the same Devadatta. So even to understand that sentence we have to give up all the Visheshanas which were qualifying Devadatta in the past. We should also give up all the Visheshanas which are qualifying Devadatta right now and only understand Devadatta, the person. This person is Devadatta. So such a knowledge is revealing only the Swarupa, correct, without any samsarga. There is no samsarga here between one noun and the another noun or between noun and the verb and all that. It is simply revealing the Swarupa of the Vastu, that is Akhandartha. So the words which reveal such knowledge, they have Akhandartha. like that it is saying, or the words which reveal the meaning of a pratipadika, a particular noun. The meaning of the noun itself you are revealing. So for example, what is Chandraha? Okay, Chandraha kaha. So somebody asks me what we say, Prakrishta Prakashaha Chandraha. So whichever is the brightest heavenly body in the night sky is Chandra. So there also you may have a question. The brightest, when we say, is it not an attribute of Chandra? You have to understand, even in that sentence, the intention is not to reveal the brightness of the Chandra. The intention is to reveal what is Chandra right now. Because Chandra may not be always Prakrishta Prakasha. In the daytime, Chandra is not Prakrishta Prakasha. Understand that. Sun will become the Prakrishta Prakasha in the daytime. So, whatever the words we use there also, their intention is not to reveal that particular Visheshana or anything. It is only to point out which heavenly body there is Chandra. So, Chandrasya Swarupa only again there also we are interested in revealing. So, for that whatever words are required we will use. There is no Tatparya in the meaning of those words itself. The Tatparya is only revealing what is Chandra, what is the Swarupa of Chandra. So like that, whichever words which are revealing only the Pratipadika Artha and which are revealing the word, the Swarupa of a Vastu without having any samsarga or connection or relationship with any other nouns and verbs and all that, those words have akhanda arthata. So this is what we call akhanda jnanam. Akhanda here means, here we are not interested in having two things or divisions or any parts and all that. We want to reveal Vastu Swarupa. So that is the idea here. So this is a very important thing to understand. So because what is Nirvikalpaka Jnanam is something we have to understand, because there is a lot of confusion with regards to all these terminologies. Because Nirvikalpaka, as soon as we say, people imagine that you have to get rid of all your thoughts, things like that. It's not like that. In the tradition, we are not talking about Chitta Vritti Nirodha as Nirvik. In fact, even the Sutra also, Patanjali Sutra also uses some other terminology. Actually, the word Nirvikalpaka or Nirvikalpa Samadhi and all that is all Vedantin terminology. Patanjali's own terminology is different. Samprajnata, Asamprajnata and all that different terminologies are used, even if you read the Yoga Sutra. So, but anyway, in the popular understanding, there are some ideas which are not exactly how we understand those words in the tradition. That has to be appreciated properly. So this much I think we even saw last time. So continuing, Tacha Pratyaksham Punadvividham. So again the Pratyaksha, we are looking at it in two ways. See, already we looked at Pratyaksha in two ways. What are those things? We looked at Pratyaksha in terms of knowledge and in terms of the Vastu. Vastu being Pratyaksha and knowledge or Jnanam being Pratyaksha. Then we defined both of them. Correct? Now we are seeing in a different way. So Pratyaksha is of two types. One is Jiva Sakshi, another is Ishvara Sakshi. So Jiva Sakshi, Ishvara Sakshi cha iti. So two types are there, Jiva Sakshi and Ishvara Sakshi. So Jiva Sakshi means what? Individual witness, if we can say. So Jiva is the individual. Ishvara is Ishvara, the Lord, the cause of everything, Jagat Karanam. So like this we can look at it in two ways. There is a Jiva Sakshi, Jiva as a witness, Ishvara also is there as a witness. Okay, so then how do we further explain this Jiva Sakshi and Ishvara Sakshi? So that we see here. Tatra Jivaha Nama Antaskarana Avachinna Chaitanyam. So Jiva is nothing but the Pramata. In fact, already we talked about pramatra avachinna chaitanya as antakarana avachinna chaitanyam only. So same thing here, the pramata, the jiva is the pramata, the individual knower is the jiva. It is nothing but antakarana avachinna chaitanyam. So antakarana avachinna chaitanyam means what? The consciousness which is qualified or limited, you can say, okay, by the antakarana, the internal organ. Antakarana is mind, you can say, in a simple manner. So it is like the part space, correct? The space which is limited by the part, we say. So part space is like jiva. Understand here, the space is not limited in reality, correct? Although we talk about part space and we even do vyavahara with that, because we can say this part space is 5 liters, some other part space is 10 liters and all that. We can even fill water in that. But still, the space is not really limited to the part. It is only as though qualified or as though limited, because space is limitless. Part is in space, in fact. Space is not in part. Similarly, here also, we have to have that understanding very clearly. We can say Chaitanya is avachinna. Avachinna means, literally it means limited. Okay, or conditioned, we can say. If you want to make it a little another English word, you can say conditioned by. Conditioned need not be really limited, but it is also, it conveys a certain meaning. So the Chaitanya which is conditioned by the antakarana, or which is manifest also, we can say otherwise, if you want to look at it in a different manner, the part which, the space which is manifesting in the part is part space, correct? Similarly, the Chaitanyam which is manifesting in your mind as awareness, that is the jiva, that is individual, that is also the knower. And so tat sakshi tu antakarana upahita chaitanyam. So the sakshi, we talk about the jiva sakshi, is nothing but the antakarana upahita chaitanya. So here there are some technical terms are used. The word upahita, what does it mean? We will see that, in fact. So here particularly we are saying sakshi is antakarana upahita chaitanya. So again, upahita, we can take the meaning as conditioned only, but what kind of conditioning or qualification it is, we will see that, because upadhi generally we define as something which is there near something else and as though changes the other object's properties, correct? It makes it look different. So we say that hibiscus, for example, when you keep it near or behind the spatika, spatika looks red. So we can say the hibiscus makes the spatika red, but it doesn't really make the spatika red, correct? It is only there and it is conditioning the spatika and it makes it look red, but in reality it doesn't do anything. So that is what we call upadhi. And upahita means something which is conditioned by an upadhi is called upahita. So the Chaitanya which is conditioned by the antakarana is the jiva sakshi. Okay, like that we can take. And here again, so the author is further explaining antakaranasya visheshanatva upadhitva abhyam anayoho bhedaha. So now he is talking about what is the difference between a qualification. So in English, although many times I am using somewhat synonymously, but exactly it is not like that. If you want to be very precise in your word usage, maybe even I have to be careful. I have to say upahita means always conditioned, and visheshana or vishishta means I have to say qualified. Let us keep it like this, at least for this class. So there is a difference between visheshana and upadhi. or Vishishta and Upahita, correct? Because Visheshana or Upadhi is the one which is conditioning or qualifying, and Vishishta and Upahita is the qualified or conditioned object. So what is the difference? He is now telling Anayoho Bedaha. This is the difference. So what is the difference? Visheshanancha Karya Anvayi Yavartakam Upadhischa Karya Ananvayi Yavartakaha Vartamanascha. So Visheshana is Karya Anvayi means what? It is there in that particular object and it is qualifying. So something which is there in a particular object and if it is qualifying it, and which also will help you to know it also. Okay, Yavartakam means something which differentiates it from all other things. So Vyavartaka means something which is a differentiator, discriminator, you can say, and it is also present actually. Okay, that is Visheshana. So a qualification has to be present in the Vastu which it is qualifying. Okay, and by being present in that particular Vastu, it is also helping you to differentiate that Vastu from all other Vastus, or at least some other Vastus. Need not be all other Vastus, because many times one single qualification alone will not help you, correct, to uniquely identify something. Maybe 2 or 3 things put together in the, so 2-3 Visheshanas if you take, then that will make a particular thing unique, correct? So here Visheshana has to be present in the object and then it helps you to differentiate it from other things. Upadhi need not be present, correct? But it is also a Vyavartakaha. It also helps you to differentiate, discriminate, and it is there, but Upadhi is Vartamanaha. So it is present but not in the Vastu. That is the idea. So that means Upa means near, correct? It is present somewhere near. It may be even connected to that in some way, but not actually present. So what are the examples? Yatha Rupa Vishishtaha Gataha Anityaha Ityatra Rupam Visheshanam. So we say Rupa Vishishtaha Gataha is Anitya. So anything Vishishta is Anitya. Like that there is a logic is there, Nyaya. So we say Rupa Vishishtaha means the Rupa is present in the Gata, correct? Rupa Vishishtaha Gataha means Rupa is the Visheshana, Gata is the Vishishta, and the Rupam is present, the color is present in the pot itself. It is there in the pot. So we say red pot means the red color is there in the pot. So there the Rupa is a Visheshana and it also helps you to differentiate that pot from other pots, correct? There may be a pot which is of some other color. So this colored pot will help you to differentiate it from some other colored pot. So it is a Vyavartakaha also, Vyavartaka. So that way Rupa is a Visheshana. Then what is the example here is giving for Upadhi? For Upadhi we can give many examples. Already I gave you the example of Japa Kusuma, correct? So the hibiscus near a Spatika is an Upadhi. It is not really present in the Spatika, correct? So but it can differentiate it. So you have 2 Spatikas. Behind one Spatika alone hibiscus is there. So I can say this red Spatika now is differentiated from another Spatika which is having something else in the background, maybe white. Okay. So like this, the upadhi also is a Vyavartakaha and it is also present, Vartamanascha. Okay. So, but here another example is given, Karna Shashkulya Avachinnam Nabhaha Shrotram. So here space, this is actually a Nayayika example. The Nayayikas define Shrotra Indriya like this, Karna Shashkulya Avachinna Nabaha. Nabaha means, Nabhas means Akasha only, space. So it is another word. See, there are many synonyms for Akasha. Kha. Kha also is Akasha. Nabhas, Nabaha is Akasha. Like that many words are there. Okay. So the Karna Shashkuli means the Karna is your ears and there is a hole in your ear, correct? There is some space in your ear. So the space which is conditioned by your ear passage, we can say, or ear, the hole which is there in your ear itself is the Shrotra Indriya. So here the ear passage helps you to identify the Shrotra Indriya, which is nothing but Akasha, but it is not present in the Akasha, correct? You can't say the Karna Shashkuli is present in the Nabhas. It's not there in the Akasha. It is only containing or conditioning the Akasha. So here it is a Upadhi. It is not a Visheshana. So I hope this is clear to you. Two examples have been given. And again the author is saying, Ayameva Upadhihi Nayayikaihi Parichayakaha iti uchyate. So the Nayayika, in the Nayayika literature, Nyaya literature, the word Parichayaka is used for Upadhi because for them Upadhi has another meaning. We already discussed that in the context of Jati and Upadhi. I hope you remember that. So the Visheshanas which cannot become a Jati are known as Upadhi in their terminology, and whatever we call as Upadhi, they call it Parichayaka. So that is just a information here. So this differentiation between Visheshana and Upadhi has to be clear. Okay. So Prakritecha Antakaranasya Jadataya Vishaya Bhasakatva Ayogena Vishaya Bhasaka Chaitanya Upadhitvam. So here this Antakarana, how does it become Upadhi? So further he is further explaining. Prakriti means in the subject matter we are under discussion. Okay, whatever is under discussion currently is called Prakriti, means the meaning is that Prakritam. That is the Prakrita Vishaya. Prakrita Vishaye we have to say, Prakriti. So under the current topic whatever we are discussing, in that Antakaranasya Jadataya. So Antakarana being Jada, because Veda is clearly talking about the Srishti coming from Panchabhuta, and the Chandogya Upanishad is talking about Trivrit Karanam. So three bhutas only it is talking about, but Akasha and Vayu also we have to supply there. So Chandogya is talking about only Agni and Jala and Prithvi, fire, water and earth, and then they 1/3 of each of them mix with each other and form the Sthula Bhuta and all that. So there is a Sukshma Mahabhutani, Sthula Mahabhutani, like that. So the Panchabhutas themselves are all Prakriti. They are not the Purusha. So Prakriti is Jada by itself. In fact, that is one reason we say that Prakriti itself cannot create by itself. The Jada Vastu cannot create. Because the Sankhya says Prakriti, when the Prakriti is in equilibrium, it is Laya. Then Prakriti itself loses that equilibrium and starts creating. Purusha is totally Asanga. Purusha has no role in the creation. Like that, the Sankhya, in the Sankhya they talk about Pradhana. The Prakriti, another word or term for Prakriti is Pradhana. So Pradhana itself creates without any involvement of the Purusha. Now that is not acceptable because Veda is very clearly talking about Ishvara being the Jagat Karanam. So even though we accept a Prakriti which is Trigunatmika, the Prakriti for it to create or to be the cause, let us say, the Purusha has to be there. And that is the Ishvara we talk about. So here Prakriti is Jada and Antakarana also is a product of Prakriti only. All the Mahabhutas, the Sukshma Pancha Mahabhuta, they undergo Panchikaranam, we say. So to become Stula, the Stula Akasha is a combination of half of Sukshma Akasha, 1/8 of the other 4 Pancha Mahabhutas. That is what is called Panchikaranam. Okay, so totally then it becomes the Stula Akasha. Similarly, Stula Vayu is only 50% to Sukshma Vayu. Then 1/8 it is Akasha, 1/8 Agni, 1/8 Apaha, and 1/8 Prithvi also is there. Then only it becomes the Stula Vayu. Like that we have a Prakriya, we have a model, Panchikarana model, the 5 elemental model where they also undergo a combination to actually become a physical world. So the Sukshma Mahabhutas only become our Antakarana, mind and all that. And the Stula Mahabhutas only become our body, physical body. So our Srishti Prakriya is complete. It does not leave out the mind. So it is not only materialistic. It not only talks about the physical world. It is also talking about the mental world. But both are still Jada. Although the mind is able to manifest the Chaitanyam, like the lens which is able to get the sun's rays onto a place, and you can even create a fire, correct? So normally when the sun's rays are there spread everywhere, it may not be noticeable. But if you put a lens and concentrate the sun rays on one place, then it becomes noticeable. It may even produce fire. Like that, this Antakarana has this ability to manifest the consciousness. So Vishaya Bhasakatva Ayogena. So it is able to manifest, but by itself it is Jada. So it doesn't have the ability to light up the Vishaya, to reveal any Vishaya. It doesn't have the ability by itself. Only the Chaitanya has the Vishaya Bhasakatvam. So Vishaya Bhasaka Chaitanya Upaditvam. So the mind or the Antakarana can only be an Upadhi for the Vishaya Bhasaka Chaitanya. It itself is not the Vishaya Bhasakaha. So this also we have to say, because the others claim that mind itself is revealing. So we cannot accept that. Chaitanya alone can reveal. All knowledge has to be revealed only by Chaitanya. It cannot be revealed by the mind. Mind is only a Upadhi. It's also an instrument. And it helps to manifest. Through its vritti, it is helping you to reveal a particular object. The modification which it undergoes helps us to reveal a particular object. But that doesn't mean that mind itself has the capability to reveal. That is there only with consciousness. So that is explained here very clearly. So mind is only an Upadhi. Ayancha Jiva Sakshi Pratyatmam Nana. So again there is a Nana Jiva Vada and Eka Jiva Vada, like that it is there. Different types of explanations are there within Vedanta itself. But the dominant prakriya or methodology of teaching is that there are many jivas. But there are some people or some gurus who talk about Eka Jiva Vada also. They say that there is only one Jiva. Then everything becomes your own projection, the Jiva's projection. Ishvara also becomes the Jiva's projection then, which is not very acceptable to many people. So the traditional dominant prakriya or methodology to teach is that we say that there are many jivas, nana jivas are there. In fact, even in Tamil, there is a Kovilur parampara is there. There is a Kovilur Matha near Karaikudi. They have a Tamil teaching tradition. They have in fact translated all even Sanskrit books into Tamil. And they have some 15 books or something in a particular order. They teach all these books. So there is a parampara is there, teaching tradition in Tamil is there. In that the first book is called Nana Jiva Vada Kattalai. So they first established that there are many jivas. So that book itself is called Nana Jiva Vada. Nana Jiva Vada Kattalai, like that there is a book. So here this author also is subscribing to this prakriya that there are many jivas. For that he is also giving one supporting logic. He says Ekatveta, okay, Ekatve Chaitra Avagate Maitrasyapi Anusandhana Prasangaha. So he says if there is only one jiva, and let us say that Chaitra is one jiva, Maitra is another person. Two people are there, correct? Chaitra and Maitra. So what he is giving a very simple logic. He says if there is only one jiva, whatever is known to Chaitra must also be known to Maitra, because the sakshis are same. If the jiva sakshis are same, then whatever one jiva knows should be known by the other jiva also. But that is not the case in our Vyavahara. So we cannot accept Eka Jiva Vada. We have to say, or at least Eka Jiva Sakshi is not possible. There has to be Nana Jivas, and whatever is known to one Jiva, so one Jiva Sakshi, whatever is witnessed by one Jiva Sakshi is not the same as what is witnessed by the other Jiva Sakshi. That much we have to accept, because that is our experience in the Vyavahara, the transactional world. That is our experience. One need not go against that and give some fancy explanations. So we accept that. Now Ishvara Sakshi is also talked about. Ishvara Sakshi to Mayopahitam Chaitanyam. So the Chaitanya which is conditioned by Maya. So Maya Upadhi is the Upadhi of Ishvara, and Ishvara Sakshi is the Maya Upahita Chaitanya. And Maya Upadhi is the one which makes Ishvara, correct? Brahman is Brahman. If you look at Brahman as Brahman, Brahman is not even Ishvara, Brahman is not even Jagat Karana, because Jagat Karanatvam for Brahman also is Mithya. Because if the Jagat itself is Mithya, Jagat Karanatvam also has to become Mithya. So the Ishwaratvam of Brahman is also Mithya, and Ishwaratvam or Jagat Karanatvam for Brahman is only due to Maya Upadhi. So something which is due to Upadhi is normally, we cannot take it as something which is permanent, correct? No, it's not the Swarupa at least. So it is only transient. So the Maya Upadhi, with the Maya Upadhi only, Brahman becomes Jagat Karanam. The Jagat Sriti happens, and that Brahman only with Maya Upadhi, the Brahman is called Ishvara. Again, here you should not say that Maya somehow doesn't become a second parallel reality. That also we have to understand. So we are looking at Brahman from the standpoint of Maya. Then we say Ishvara is the Jagat Karanam, Brahman is the Jagat Karanam, like that. But from its own standpoint, Brahman is Brahman. It's Satchidanandam, Satyam Jnanam Anantam Brahma. That's all. Even the Jagat Karanatvam is only a transient definition, a transient way of describing Brahman. That's why we call it Tatastha Lakshanam, like that. It's not a Swarupa Lakshana. We will discuss those things also later. So it's only a transient thing. And this Ishvara Sakshi is only one. So Tatcha Ekam Tad Upadhi Bhuta Mayayaha Ekatva. So Maya also is only one. And therefore Ishvara Sakshi is only one. Jiva Sakshis are many. Ishvara is only one. Ishvara Sakshi also is only one. Because Ishvara Sakshi is the Maya Upahita Chaitanya. So here one point is raised here. Okay. What is that? So there is a quotation from the Shruti, Indro Maya Bihi Pururupaha Iyate. Like that, this is a, in Shweta Shvatara it is there. So Indraha Maya Bihi, like that, plural is there. Pururupaha Iyate means Indra becomes many due to Mayas. Like that, plural is there. Maya Bihi iti Bahuvachanasya Maya Gata Shakti Vishesha Abhiprayataya Maya Gata Sattva Rajastamo Rupa Guna Abhiprayataya Va Upapattehe. So here the Maya Bihi plural is not to say that there are many Mayas. That's what the author is saying. Maya has many Shaktis. It is able to Agatita Gatana Patiyasi Maya, like that we say. So whatever is improbable or impossible, it makes it possible. The snake is not possible in a rope, but we see a snake. Like that, even a magician brings out a whole Maya world. It looks incredible, correct? But it is there. It's only an appearance, but that appearance is coming. And even for a quantum scientist and physicist also, it's a wonder, correct? They reduce everything to some few particles. Then how did all these few particles become so many different things in this world? So that is all the power of Maya. So Maya has many different powers. It's incredible. And so from that standpoint, this Bahuvachana is used. Or we can say Maya has Sattva, Rajas, Tama, Guna. So we say Trigunatmika Prakriti is Maya. Maya, another word for Maya is Prakriti also we can say. Prakriti, Pradhana, Maya are all used synonymously. So Trigunatmika Prakriti. So Maya is having three gunas. So from that standpoint also we can say Maya Bihi. So but that doesn't mean that Maya itself is many. Maya is only one. And because Maya is one, Ishvara Sakshi also is only one. Because Ishvara Sakshi is nothing but Maya Upahita Chaitanya. Chaitanya is not really changed by Maya or anything. Chaitanya which is conditioned by Maya is Ishvara Sakshi. Like this is talked about. So we will continue this next week. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti 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 Harihi Om Shri Guru Harihi Om.